welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing my review of the Harry Potter series. I have read all 7 books. They are really good.
I found this on the web.
My watch is talking to me. So, hold on. These are hard to get out. Alright, book 1 is Harry Potter and the Chambers of Secrets. So, they call it year 1 because, you know, it's year 1 at Hogwarts. So, Harry Potter in this book is just learning from Hagrid that he is a wizard. He doesn't understand what a wizard is because he's been in the Muggle world. A Muggle is a non-wizard human. So, and his Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia ignored the letters that come via owl or down the chimney and things because they don't want nothing to do with the wizarding world. And as he was growing up, he noticed weird things would happen to him because he speaks Parseltongue, which is like somebody that can speak to snakes, snake language. So he's learning to become the wizard that will eventually kill Voldemort. He learns to fly a broomstick. He joins the Quidditch team, which is their version of sports. He spent years in a closet under the stairs. Let's see if we can find something. Here, this is chapter 8, the Potions Master. There, look, where? Next to the tall kid with the red hair. Wearing the glasses. Did you see his face? Did you see his scar? Whispers followed Harry from the moment he left the dormitory the next day. People lining up outside the classroom stood on the tiptoe to get a look at him or doubled back to pass him in the corridors, again staring. Harry wished they wouldn't because he was trying to concentrate on finding his way to classes. There were 142 staircases at Hogwarts. Wide, sweeping ones, narrow, rickety ones, some that led somewhere different on a Friday, some with vanishing steps halfway up to remember to jump. So that's an excerpt from this Chambers of Secrets, Chapter 8, Potions Master. But what I'm saying, though, is that Harry is starting to learn. It's going to take him about 3 books to fully come into Harry is. So let's see. Let's go to book 2 or year 2, which is Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets. Okay, so this book, he gets a glimpse at Voldemort's past life from Tom Riddle, aka Voldemort, who was when he was a little. Voldemort was half wizard, half Muggle, and that's in his eyes. But he never told anybody that he was half Muggle. His dad was Muggle. His uncle killed his dad. You know, so. And here's the back that says, ever since Harry had come home for the summer, the Dursleys had been so mean, hideous, that all Harry wanted to do was get back to Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. But just as he was packing his bags, Harry receives a warning from a strange, impish creature who says that if Harry returns to Hogwarts, disaster will strike. And strike it does, for in Harry's second year at Hogwarts, fresh torment and horrors arise, including an outrageously stuck-up new professor and a spirit who haunts the girls' bathroom. But then the real trouble begins. Someone is turning Hogwarts students into stone. Could it be Draco Malfoy? Draco Malfoy is Harry's nemesis throughout the book, as well as Voldemort. A more poisonous rival than ever? Could it be Hagrid, whose mysterious past is finally told? Or could it be one of everyone at Hogwarts most suspects, Harry Potter himself? But, so, Harry is starting to come into himself in this book, and Ron and Hermione go on adventures trying to figure out who is at the bottom of it. That's where they learn about Tom Riddle, and try to figure out how Tom Riddle fits in, how the journal that Lucius Malfoy gave to Ginny Weasley when they were in the, I think it was the bookshop, in Diagon Alley, which Diagon Alley is the Wizards World Shopping Center. So, like, they got Gringotts, which is the bank of the Wizards where they put their knots, I think it's knots, I don't know. They're gold, basically, and their pennies and their coppers. So, and then in this book, that's where they introduced the house elf, Dobby. Which, Dobby is the cutest little thing. Dobby has no master. I suggest reading these books. Okay. The Prisoner of Azkaban. It says, for 12 long years, the dread fortress of Azkaban held an infamous prisoner named Sirius Black, convicted of killing 13 people with a single curse. He was said to be the heir apparent to the Dark Lord Voldemort. Now he escaped, leaving only 2 clues as to where he might be headed. Harry Potter's defeat of you-know-who was Black's downfall as well, and the Azkaban guards heard Black muttering in his sleep, "He's at Hogwarts, he's at Hogwarts." Harry Potter isn't safe even within the walls of his magical school, surrounded by his friends, because on top of it all, there may be a traitor in their midst. And there was. So, look, it's Scabbers, the little rat. And this is a Dementor. We have Harry on Buckbeak. This is the first year that Hagrid starts teaching, which Hagrid is half giant, half muggle. But this is the first year he starts teaching. The Buckbeak bites Draco Malfoy because Draco Malfoy did not follow the instructions that Hagrid said. And kind of tries to get Hagrid in trouble. In this book, they learned that the prisoner, Sirius Black, was actually Harry's godfather, and he was trying to save Harry. Okay, that was year 3, or book 3. Now we have book 4 and the Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter wants to get away from the pernicious Dursleys and go to Quidditch World Cup with Hermione, Ron, and the Weasleys. He wants to dream about Cho Chang, his crush, and maybe do more than dream. He wants to find out about the mysterious event involving 2 other rival schools of magic and competition that hasn't happened for hundreds of years. He wants to be normal 14-year-old wizard. Unfortunately, Harry Potter, he is not normal. He is different, even by wizarding standards. In this case, different can be deadly. This is where the Triwizard competition happens. When they're at the Quidditch World Cup, Ireland wins, and I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the Dark Mark appears, and they say the house elf of the Minister of Magic, or Fudge, released the Dark Mark with the wand, which is not true, but you know, you gotta go with it. Throughout this, Harry has to figure out the clues to figure out how to defeat the the competition. I wouldn't say competition, but the what is the word I'm looking for? The clue to how to beat that level in the competition. And he comes into some trials and tribulations throughout the book, trying to weigh his conscience whether to save more than one person that he was supposed to save, or and then he loses his ally in the Triwizarding competition when they touch the cup and it takes them to Voldemort, and Voldemort kills him. So it affects Harry throughout the rest of the books as well, because he felt like had he not said we both touch it to win, that he would have saved that competitor. Okay, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Okay, there is a door at the end of the silent corridor, and it's haunting Harry's dreams. Why else would he be waking up in the middle of the night screaming in terror? It's not just the upcoming OWL examinations, ordinary wizard levels or something like that. Some exams, a new teacher with a personality like poisoned honey, disgruntled house elf, or even growing threat of he who must not be named. Now Harry Potter is faced with the unreliability of the very government of the magical world and impotence of the authorities at Hogwarts. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, he finds depth in the strength of his friends beyond what even he knows. Boundless loyalty and unbearable sacrifice. So the start of this book, two Dementors, which was the guards at Azkaban, were sent to kiss him. And basically what a kiss is, it sucks your soul out and leaves you soulless. So, and when they do that, Dudley, which is his cousin, was there with him. And he had to try to save Dudley. And then he gets brought up on charges for using magic under the age of 17 or 18 something as a minor. And because you can't use magic outside of school as a minor. Not until you pass your newts and your owls. And when he goes to the ministry, he goes through a trial, goes through all of that, gets exonerated kinda, but they still judge him. He goes back to Sirius Black's house at Grimwald Place, and he learns that there is something that Dumbledore started, which is the Order of the Phoenix, which is to help stop Voldemort, protect Harry, and things like that. So, and it just follows the tribulations throughout it. Let me see. Let's go here. Okay, so this is chapter 28, Snape's Worst Memory. By order of the Ministry of Magic, Dolores Jane Umbridge, which is the teacher that he did not like, which is the one that sent the Dementors after him. High Inquisitor has replaced Albus Dumbledore as head of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The above is in accordance with Educational Decree number 28, signed by Cornelius Oswald Fudge, Minister of the Magic. So, this is also where Harry saves Ron's dad. This is also where he learns about Neville's parents. This is also where he learns about the what is that? Where there is a prediction about who is going to stop Voldemort. and a choice was made. Okay. So this is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I did not think that the Half-Blood Prince was who it was. This one says the war against Voldemort is not going well. Even Muggle governments are noticing. Hermione scans the pages of the Daily Prophet, reading out the terrible news. Dumbledore is absent from Hogwarts for long stretches of time. The Order of Phoenix has already suffered losses, and yet, as in all wars, life goes on. 6th-year students learn to apparate and lose a few eyebrows in the process. Teenagers flirt and fight and fall in love. Classes are tough, though Harry receives some extraordinary help from mysterious Half-Blood Prince. And all the while, Harry searches for the full and complex story of the boy who became Lord Voldemort, hoping to find what may be his only vulnerability. And in book 7, you learn what becomes his vulnerability. But this one, you learn more about Professor Snape's background, what causes him to be the way he is towards Harry, why Harry is so key to the defeating Voldemort. It's just one of those things. Oh, my battery's dying. Okay, so this one is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So the Deathly Hallows is the Elder Wand, the Invisibility Cloak, and the life-giving stone. Harry has had the Invisibility Cloak the entire time he's been at Hogwarts, because he learns that his dad is descendant of the original person that had the Invisibility Cloak. I learned that the wand that Dumbledore had been using the entire series was the Elder Wand. So, and it says, we now present the 7th and final installment in the epic Harry Potter tale. This goes on the hunt with Harry, Hermione, and Ron as they go and try to figure out, one, at some point, what the Deathly Hallows are, 2, the Horcruxes that Voldemort put his souls in, trying to find them and destroy them. It tests their friendship, it tests their loyalty to each other and to the Order and to saving the world. It tests their ability to be true to themselves the entire time. I think that book 3, 4, and 7 are probably my favorite, because Harry's really learning who he is, really coming into who he needs to be, and trying to figure out what to do to save the people around him so no one else dies, as well as try to stop Voldemort. You know, I truly recommend this series because it's completely, it took me 20 years before I started reading Harry Potter, before I even watched the movies. What was it, last year I tried to watch Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but I couldn't get into it. But I think because I hadn't read the books yet, that I couldn't get into it. Once I started reading the books, the movies became so interesting to me, and it really put perspective, because the movies followed majority of the books, not all of it, but majority of the books, so that was always a good thing. So I really recommend this series, no matter what age you are. So that is my recommendation for Harry Potter. Alright, so that is my list of why I recommend Harry Potter, what it's about, and everything like that. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put it in the comment section down below. And I do want to thank you and have a good day. Bye.